All right. Today we're going to talk about bringing into markets. Uh, Essentially, the final phase of everything you've been putting together into one collaborative, nice little setup as far as launching the product or service officially to the public for purchasing, sales, and everything that goes with launching a company. So, one the key things you want to make sure you do is you get creative with your launch. You could do things like leaked information as far as like early press releases or I guess leaked secrets about like new product or service demos and things of that nature. Anything to kind of draw a buzz or interest into what you're getting ready to do. Also, doing something unusual. I mean, look at what your competitors have done in the past or what companies are doing in your marketplace and do something outlandish or much different than what they typically do. Because you don't want to just recycle the same old, just be just another generic company in your repertoire. Also, get the partners involved. If you have partners or investors, ask them to get involved with it, getting you in the right contact with people, or aiding in the press releases or the pushes, bringing in high-level executives or celebrities or whoever their contacts are to try to draw a lot of buzz for the initial launch and upcoming of this specific task you're taking. Anything you could do to differentiate and pretty much stir up as much attention and buzz as you can when you first launch is the best thing that you can do. And then so you're essentially that will lead into the goals of the launch, which is to do something memorable. You want your audience, you want your customers, your clientele, anybody that's around for that original launch remembers it, and it's something that's going to be, I guess, something that's transcends just the normal moment of time, and actually it's like encompassing people's memories forever. Reaching the most amount of target audiences you can for that duration. If you're offering an actual like brick and mortar based store, trying to reach out as much customer base or clientele to come in and see your store as possible. If you have more of an online presence, trying to reach out as far as you can with that. You want to make sure you get the product or service in the hands of the people that can influence others, as far as if that's going to be YouTube sensations, blogging type people, publications, high level celebrities, or individuals in your marketplace, whoever it takes to kind of showcase your product or service to make it not only legitimize, but also draw a crowd as far as people wanting to duplicate or replicate what that specific person is doing. You want to also make it very easy for them to learn about the product or service. If they see it in a press release or they see that someone they admire or cater to is using your product or service, they want to learn more about it. You want to have information ready to go, whether that's a website, a crowdfunding site, as far as like a Kickstarter, a social media presence, something they can log into and look into to get all the intricate details of what you're offering for your product or your service. And then I always put it out there, but ignore non-essential details of launch. If you're doing a press release party or you're having some type of soft opening, don't get too bogged down with the minor details as far as color schemes, food choices, as far as if you're catering or if the lemonade's not sweet enough, stupid stuff like that. Don't focus on that. Focus on the memorability, that the product and service is ready to go and push correctly, that you have the right people in place to launch it, and all that fun stuff. And then, I'm sorry, we're back. Expectations. Don't expect a giant Big Bang release, all right? You might, if you get one, that's fantastic. But essentially, the main point of the release and the launch is to draw the largest crowd that you can based on what you have. It might not be the most extravagant thing you've ever seen in your entire life, but you draw enough into to sustain what you're trying to do. And not to mention, don't be afraid if your release isn't as big as you want it to be because you're going to be constantly making iterations and re-releasing over and over again. The bring it to market launch is of course the first time you do it is the most important, but you want to continually be launching over and over and over again with different iterations, different styles, different product or service offerings, and just kind of showcasing, hey, we revamped this, we've changed this. It keeps interest and it keeps people motivated and inspired and also interested in what you're offering. And never stop innovating, right? You cannot stop innovating and making changes. Take all the information that you get, the customer service surveys, the market surveys, all the research that you do, and constantly make changes with it. Because essentially, no matter if you release it today or tomorrow or a year from now, you're going to continually be almost like launching this product over and over again to get people excited about purchasing and taking it to the next level. And then what you also do with this specific portion of bringing it to market is you get to act on all the analysis that you've been doing for the past few weeks. You've already catered to the customer setting. You built up the marketing plan and looked at the marketing research that goes behind the testing of the crowd, the customer base, the competition, all that fun stuff. You have all this massive amount of information that you've gathered, a wealth of understanding of your marketplace. You get to apply it now in your specific launch after your marketing structure. And what you can do is you can itemize it specifically that you can learn from what your competition has done, what your customers want, and you can cater a launch to be perfectly trended to that. And you can look at how you can be better than your competition, how you can be different than your competition, how you can attract the most amount of customers because you know what your customers want and you know what they're looking for. And you can cater your launch to be specific to that. And that's pretty much it. Now, next, I typically go through an activity, which we don't have to do for the lecture material. But the key thing I want you to focus on is that you get creative, have fun with it, but also know your customers, you know your clientele, you know your competition base, and you know how you want to market this. Use that information to create the most fun, energetic, and memorable launch that you possibly can for your product or service. Because you're only going to get one, and it makes a difference, huge difference in the end. Thank you.